What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Jamie FUTURENP, where I'll be taking you guys along with me on my journey throughout nursing school and also giving you guys a little bit of lifestyle content. Oh, before we get into anything today, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, like and share my channel with everybody you know. The support that you guys have given me thus far has been fantastic. I am so grateful for everyone. I love you guys. If you saw my video last week, and if you couldn't tell by the title, today I'll be doing a story time video on how I got into nursing school and just kind of the bumps and turns I had to go through to get to where I am right now. If you talk to anyone who is in nursing school or been through it, they'll tell you that getting in and going through that application process is one of the most stressful and complicated parts of it all, simply because it just involves so much anxiousness and you want to make sure you do everything right, and it's a lot. And just filling out the application, there's different parts and open written statements, stuff like that. For my program, applications came out right before Thanksgiving, but I told myself that I was kind of overwhelmed with just catching back up with classes and stuff because I had a lot of stuff going on last year around November or so. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to start my application until winter break or so, just to give myself time to wrap up classes and fully focus on the application just by itself with no other distractions. After Christmas or so, I started looking at the application and just looking at the different things that were required for it and looking at the prompts for the written responses and stuff like that. The application wasn't due until the end of January, so I don't think I was doing it too last minute, if you ask me. So I was looking at all that stuff, and then I officially started filling it out maybe around the 6th of January. When you're doing the written responses and the open responses, be sure to have multiple people look over them. Be sure that your grammar is correct, just making sure that you're fully answering all the questions that they're asking, because that's what they pay attention to. They pay attention to how you're answering things, if you're hitting all the points that they want to hear, and also that you're tying in your answer to each question into healthcare. And I think that's what helped me a lot. Shout out to everybody who read on my written responses, because I need a job. Y'all did y'all thing. But our application process was all electronic, and that was the first time our program had ever did that. So I guess they were just having some technical issues with adjusting or whatever. So yeah, they told us be on the lookout for an acceptance or like a decline, whatever, rejection in early April. So I'm like, all right, I don't need to worry about it. Of course I worried about it. Of course I worry. Anybody, you're gonna worry about it. Anytime you have anything on the line or anything you're excited about, you're gonna worry about it. So anyway, each month I tried to stay just distracted from it, but overall, I let it stress me out. I will admit to that. Then early April rolls around, and I know myself and other people I know who applied, we're like emailing advisors, like, okay, is everything okay? Blah, blah, blah. So come to find out, the advisors really didn't say anything. And then when they did respond, they were just like, oh yeah. So mid-April to early May is when you'll find out. Like, why did you guys tell us this in advance? Like, if you knew that it was going to be behind, then just let us know. But I think it kind of got bumped back due to COVID because, you know, we had to go home from school in the middle of March. So that probably just threw everything off, blah, 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 whatever. By this time, it's the end of April. I think the next day is like May 1st or so. Yeah, it's going to be May 1st. So then I emailed my advisor again. I'm like, okay, is everything all right? She's like, we're just waiting for admissions to finalize something, blah, blah, blah. And you guys should get a response by like in the next few days. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I just gotta pull it together, just calm down, because everything will be fine, because then a few more days go by, and I remember me and my boyfriend were in the store. We were at Schnucks doing Instacart, and I finally get an email, right? I get the email, and I forgot what the words specifically said, but the subject line was like pre-licensure BSN fall 2020 wait list. I'm like, okay, this is odd. I'm looking for like a congratulations type thing, what's going on? So I scroll down, I read the email. Mind you, at the time, I thought wait list meant like a wait list until next year type of thing. So I was freaking out in the middle of Schnucks. Like, oh my God, I don't know. I didn't get in. I'm like, oh my God, babe, I didn't get in. Like, we need to go. I need to go home. I cannot do this. I can't do anything anymore. I just need to go. So we literally dropped everything in the store, like pushed the cart over to the side, and he took me home. Well, actually, no, I think he took me to get ice cream or something, make me feel better. But then I went immediately home, and I kind of just shut down after that point, because like I said, I took wait list as no. And that's actually a big mistake of a lot of us. We do not take wait as no. Just because something is delayed does not mean that it's not going to happen. Starting from that time was when my faith really began to be tested, because it just seemed like everything just began to crash down for me. And then my advisor was telling me, you know what, like, if you aren't in the top 10, then I suggest you sign up for alternate classes and all this. So she had me doing all that stuff. Let me add that I was number 15 on the wait list. So I didn't give up hope, but I was like, basically she's hinting that I probably won't get in. It's unlikely. And my spirit was crushed. It was so hard on me because I could only see myself in my vision for myself this year was to start nursing school and have everything going and all that, and then just for it to seem like that's not gonna happen. I kind of didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know where to go from there. And of course, I was still gonna pursue nursing because I wasn't gonna let that stop me. But you know how it feels when you have something thoroughly planned out and you visualize it, and then so yeah, that was my mind state right then. And it was to be honest, I was in a pretty bad place because I didn't know, and I was just having to wait, I think having to wait another month to find out if I get in or not was just awful for me to deal with. So then, mind you, this is another thing about faith being tested. So throughout that time of waiting, my 2 days after I found out I was on the wait list, my grandmother passed away. And then maybe 2 weeks or so after that, my aunt passed away. It was just like other things weren't work. I couldn't find a job at home. Like, just a lot of stuff just began to really challenge me. And I typically don't have such a hard time like being successful and stuff. And just dealing with that, I was like, you know what? Even though I was in a bad place and I was sad and just upset about life at that point, I told myself, you know what? It's a test. That's all it is. Like, God is just trying to see how much you can really trust him and really lean on him and not your own understanding. Because a lot of times, like I said, since I had all that planned and I visualized all that for myself, we get so caught up in what we think is going to happen, that we have to sometimes be reminded that God is actually in control and we aren't. So I truly believe that's what those months in that time period of my life was, just being tested. So I told myself, like, you know what? I don't care what happens. I'm going to just trust. And I'm going to just trust. Like, I actually said that. I think I put that on Twitter. I put that on Twitter the night before my grandmother passed away. I was like, you know what? I don't care what else happens in my life right now. I'm going to trust God. And the next morning, my grandmother passed. And then, like I told y'all, stuff just continued to happen. And I just told myself, you know what? Just God, I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to trust you. And that's what I did. So after a month of waiting and waiting, my birthday is June 14th. And then the next day, I was at this Mexican place with my boyfriend. We were getting food. And you know how when you waiting for something, you check your phone continuously. And you're just like, oh my God, what's going on? And for some reason, I wasn't really on my phone that day. And I was kind of just enjoying the time, whatever. Because at that point, I was like, fully, it's not in my hands no more. It's in God's hands. So don't worry about it. So then, for some reason, I checked my email or something like that. I'm scrolling. Guess what it was, y'all? They had admitted me into the nursing program at my school. They gave me a spot. And I wasn't surprised because I knew it was going to work out. But I was like, oh my God. Like, when you're so shook that you don't even know what to do. Like, that was me. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I got in. And I immediately, started crying because I was so just overwhelmed with joy. It was one of the best things ever. And anybody who is close to me can point to that. Like, they knew how much I wanted. They knew how much I went through during that period of time. And that's why I am so grateful for just my support system in general, because without them and the strength of God, I honestly don't think I would have even made it to the point of being comfortable with waiting for things. And not just on a nursing school basis, but just in general. So yeah, that's pretty much the story of how I got into nursing school. I know it doesn't seem like that much, but if you've ever dealt with anything that you really wanted and having it be kind of paused or delayed, then I feel like you can relate to this video. And also to everybody out there who is currently applying to nursing school, just don't go into it with the fear of being waitlisted. Like I said, delayed or wait does not mean no. Whatever is meant to happen will happen. So if you do get waitlisted and then it ends up being a no, just know that everything will be all right, because maybe that year isn't for you and God wants something bigger for you. That's my story of what I went through in the midst of trying to get into nursing school. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It made me feel a little bit better opening up to everybody about that, because I hadn't really told many people that I was waitlisted, because it's kind of embarrassing at first, because when you don't really know what's going to happen, you kind of just want to keep that on the DL. But yeah, I'm glad that I shared that with you all. And I hope that everyone who could be in my shoes right now, I hope that you take what I say seriously and just truly believe that it's other people like me here who are in your shoes. So everything will be all right. Stay confident in yourself and keep pursuing your dreams of being a nurse. Thank you guys for watching this video. Stay tuned for my next video, which will be a nursing school supply haul. So I'll see you guys. Peace.